Hey guys, welcome back. You guys have been wanting me to do a look with Tartelette In Bloom, and I'm going to do that for you today. Just an easy, everyday look that you can wear to work, to a family function, really to anywhere, and it really doesn't take a lot of time. It's very subtle, very neutral, and wearable. This is the first video that I am filming with my new camera, so bear with me if the lighting is a little bit off and the sound is a little bit off. I am learning it and getting to know it, so bear with me. For some of you, this look might be a little bit simplistic. It really is a simple look, but almost every time I wear a version of this look on my social media, you guys ask me what I have on my eyes. So this is the one that I wanted to go with, and if you want to see more looks from Tartelette In Bloom, I'll be happy to do those too. Just let me know in the comments below and we can get started. Since the Milani eyeshadow primer that I use is clear, I'm going to take Flower Child and sweep it from the lid all the way up to the brow bone. This will help get rid of any veins or discolorations and give the rest of the shadows a smooth canvas to apply on top of. And next I'm going to take Sweetheart and use that as my transition shade. This is going to go from the crease almost up to the brow bone, and I'm just going to take my brush in sweeping motions as well as circular motions to really blow it out and make it look diffused. This really helps give hooded and downturned eyes a lift by using this transition shade. I'm going to take that same shade and sweep it lightly under the lower lash line. This helps make the eyes look a little bit bigger, but without giving a harsh line of definition. For the lid, I'm using Funny Girl, which is one of my favorite neutral champagne shades to use from any palette. It's so beautiful, whether used wet or dry on the lid or anywhere really. I'm just taking it and patting and pressing all along the lid dry. I'm going to show an option that I don't do on a daily basis, but you can take a little Fix Plus and spritz it on your brush and dip it back into that Funny Girl or whatever champagne shade you're using on your lid and get a little more intensity and gleam out of it. It just gives a really pretty finish. Like I said, I don't do it on an everyday basis, but it is really pretty if you want to take that step. I'm placing Rebel on the outer third of my lid. I'm not taking it up into the crease or anywhere else. I'm just using patting and pressing motions again to place it directly where I want it. I love Rebel because it's a warm chestnut brown. It's so rich and seems to look really good with any eye color. Because I don't want the shadow very blown out and I want to keep it localized, I'm also going to blend it very precisely. I'm taking my brush right along the edges of where I place the shadow, so that it keeps it where I want it and doesn't diffuse it out too far on the lid or too far up into the crease. In Bloom's highlight shade is Charmer, and it's a good one. It has a decent amount of pigment. I find a lot of palette highlight shades can be rather sheer, and Charmer is not sheer. It works really well no matter what look I'm using. You can see I use it to highlight right at the brow bone underneath the brow and in my inner corners where I'm really dark. It just helps make it look not so recessed. To define the eyes, I'm going to take my angled brush and a flat eyeliner brush into the shade Activist, which is a deep dark brown that's perfect to tight line or do a wing, whatever you want to do. And today I am tight lining right at the root of the lashes. I show my tight lining technique as well as talk about waterlining in my last video. I will link that on the screen and down below. I'm going to take that flat eyeliner brush along the outer half of my eye from the top now and still tight line, but from the top to give a little bit more lift to the outer portion of the eye. And again, taking that same flat brush and I'm starting to form my wing. Very simple, extending that lower lash line out further and then building the wing up from there. It's a super easy way to do it. I have a video on it or two I can link. Now moving on to the other eye to do that same tight lining technique, going in from the bottom along the lash line and then from the top on the outer half and starting to form that wing with that flat eyeliner brush, just getting that general shape and fill in going. Makes it super easy because it's a little fuller than the angled brush.
Where the angle brush comes in is when it's time to refine. I find I can get a smoother, darker line as well as a sharper tip of any flick or wing with an angle brush than I can with a flat brush or even with a pencil, and it gives me a little more wiggle room. I have kind of deep set eyes, and you can see there's a crease there from a slightly downturned hood that tends to make that wing go downwards, and I can always fix it much easier with an angle brush. And the end result gives me more lifted, more wide awake eyes, and it's particularly good for hooded, downturned, small eyes. Makes you look nice and wide awake and alert. So this is the everyday look. You could totally stop here, but I did intensify that outer third a little bit with the Rebel shade. I decided to just deepen it and bring it slightly into the crease. I just felt like having a little bit more intensity this day, and I'm just blending it in with that same blending brush the same way that I did earlier to get rid of any harsh lines. And there you have it. That's the look. A very easy look that really didn't even require a whole lot of blending time to get a really put together and polished, pretty look.
So that's it. Just a very nice, easy, pretty much effortless look to do every day that you can really wear anywhere, I think. And it looks nice and polished, but it didn't take a whole lot of effort. And I paired this look with this Essence Lash Princess mascara, which I have been loving lately. It is a really nice drugstore mascara that gives quite a big impact. The blush I used was Tarte Sensual, and it is just a really, really great neutral. If you're someone who likes a blush that goes with everything and you maybe liked Tarte Exposed, this is a great one. It's got a little bit more brown to it than Tarte Exposed. This is Exposed and this is Sensual here on the left. So you can see the difference, but it still goes with everything. So I've really been liking this one a lot lately. And the lip that I have on is NARS Velvet Lip Glide in Bound. And I have been loving this lately. It's a really great Lips But Better nude and it feels wonderful on the lips. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this look with Tartelette In Bloom. Let me know if you want to see different looks that I get from this palette. I do have another look in mind that I've been wanting to do, showing a technique that I use sometimes to line, and it's kind of lining without really lining, and I can use In Bloom again to do it, or I can use a different palette. So let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, please. If you are not following me on social media, I'll put those on the screen and down below in the description box. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.